Wow, Stewie, you look like a new man.
Well, will you look at me? I have the power!
Number 10, timeout. This is probably the most mundane thing ever to happen to Stewie, but it's one of those that just has to be mentioned. While being babysat by Meg, Stewie is an absolute terror. He threatens Meg and mistreats her until she finally puts him in a long timeout.
Now sit here until I say you can get up. And if you move one muscle before then, I'll smack you in your weird head.
Hey, it's not weird. Mom says it's distinctive.
And we mean a long timeout. She actually completely forgets about him, and Stewie is left alone in his room for what feels to him like an eternity.
Oh my God, Stewie! I forgot he's been in a timeout for 6 hours.
Naturally, in the real world, this would be unconscionable. But in the Family Guy world, where everything is so extreme, Stewie kind of had this coming.
I love you very much, and I'm so happy you're home. You're my little brother. Can you forgive me?
Well, all right.
Number 9, slapped by Brian. Being trapped in a bank vault together for several days is a real test of Brian and Stewie's friendship.
Look, I hope this hasn't created any weirdness between us. I mean, it's not that strange what happened.
While Brian is trying to find a way out, Stewie does little to make the situation any better. He uses the last of a phone battery to schedule the return of a sweater rather than call for help. Brian, finally fed up with Stewie's behavior, slaps him across the face.
It's dead. You wasted the one phone call we had to return a sweater?
A $3,000 sweater, which I am now stuck with. Oh, this day. Ah!
Again, in a real-world situation, this would be truly horrible, as nobody deserves physical abuse. But in the world of Family Guy, you can sympathize with Brian, as he finally does what everyone's thinking and really gives it to Stewie.
Just get away from me. I can't even look at you.
What? I'm sorry. Don't be mad.
Number 8, atrophy. Stewie just always needs to be the center of attention, doesn't he? When Stewie has a hurt back and needs a neck brace, he gets pampered by everyone.
Now if I could just find someone to wear this hero hat. I think I found him.
Well, I say, that was a pleasant surprise.
He loves all the attention so much that when he's healed, he doesn't want to give it up. He goes on wearing the brace just for the spoils. But his overuse of the brace causes his neck muscles to atrophy.
What is this? What's happening to me? Oh my God, Stewie. It's got to be from wearing that damn brace all the time. Your neck must have atrophied so much it can no longer support your head.
Now he has to wear an even bigger brace. But this time, he doesn't get spoiled. He gets tormented.
I wore that brace for the next 5 years of my life. The kids stopped cheering the second day. Then it was just, get off the swing, you Christmas turd.
How does that medicine taste, Stewie? Bitter, we bet. Number 7, robot friends. When Brian steals Stewie's jokes to fuel his stand-up routine, Stewie decides to build a robot friend named Lyle to replace him.
You couldn't find a real friend, so you built a robot?
Oh, not a robot, Brian. He's a human mind model adaptive supercomputer. I've even programmed him to learn and grow smarter. His name is Lyle.
At first, all is well. But Stewie makes Lyle so advanced that Lyle eventually outgrows him. In fact, Lyle makes robot friends of his own to replace Stewie in turn.
I'm sorry, but I've outpaced your intelligence. I needed to create some friends who are my cognitive peers. Meet Ted R. and Ted P.
Wow, imagine having a friend you made literally just for you bail on you. That's like having your imaginary friend ditch you for someone else.
Stewie, I'm afraid I no longer have time for a friend of your simple ways. I must ask you to leave.
Naturally, Stewie is hurt by this, but it's hard to feel bad for him when he did the same thing to Brian. Number 6, chased by bees. Stewie gives Bede steroids. Do we even need to finish the entry? Don't worry, we will. Stewie starts beekeeping for some reason, and after a nudge from Brian, decides to sell the honey at a farmer's market.
Say anything to anything, people lose their minds. Just so you know, this is all grass to bottle.
Ooh.
I know, right? That'll be $68.
After doing well, they decide they need more product and faster. So Stewie gives the bees steroids to enhance their honey production.
How much are we supposed to give them?
It says this is enough for a horse, so I don't know. How many bees is a horse?
Well, you can't fit a horse in this box, so I just used the whole thing.
that makes sense.
Naturally, the bees become super aggressive and vengeful and hunt them down. And to make things worse, Stewie puts Meg in danger to try and get away from them.
Meg, come outside. We have Pinkberry.
Stop it!
All right, they're distracted. Let's go.
No doubt, Stewie got what was coming to him. Number 5, post-steroids. Okay, so this one isn't entirely Stewie's fault because Peter gives him steroids without even asking him.
Wow, Stewie, you look like a new man. Well, will you look at me? I have the power!
But the way Stewie acts after is completely on him. Stewie absolutely loves being all swole up and becomes such a jerk, especially to Brian.
This is... Can I...
I'm just messing with you, man. You can do whatever you want. I was just kidding you. Why are you so serious?
It could be argued that it's the steroids making him act that way. But come on, we know the truth. That was just Stewie. Thankfully, his new bad attitude doesn't last long. After the steroids wear off, he's left with loose, flabby skin where all those big muscles used to be.
What's happening? I'll tell you what's happening. Your steroids have worn off. You're weak like everyone else. And guess what? There's a toll in the hall now. Stay away from me. Stay away from me!
Number 4, getting rejected by Bart's. Wow, when the master of mischief himself, Bart Simpson, is turned off by your level of troublemaking, that's saying a lot. In a crossover between Family Guy and The Simpsons, Stewie makes friends with Bart's.
That was great. I mean, unless you think it sucked, in which case it sucked.
It was all right, dude.
Yeah, dude. So, I'm only wearing this diaper as a dare. It's not like an everyday thing.
They get along great until Stewie goes way too far trying to impress Bart. He tries to help him by kidnapping Bart's tormentor, Nelson Muntz.
Good, because you're going to eat my shorts.
But he then starts kidnapping anyone who he thinks Bart doesn't like. That's way too extreme even for Bart, and he says a not-so-bittersweet goodbye to Stewie. Stewie is naturally broken up about this and even expresses his grief with Bart's classic chalkboard gag. Number 3, mental torture.
What the hell happened to you?
I, fell down the stairs.
Oh, you should be more careful.
This one is a literal eye for an eye kind of situation. Brian owes Stewie money over a sports bet that Brian can't pay in time.
So, you got my money?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I'll pay you soon.
Yeah, well, here's a suggestion. Have the money by tomorrow and there won't be any problems.
So Stewie acts like a vicious bookie, going so far as to shoot Brian in the kneecaps and light him on fire over $50. Stewie gives Brian one free shot so they can be even. But rather than just take the shot, Brian holds it back, not telling Stewie when it will come. Naturally, Stewie goes crazy over the anticipation.
When's the beating gonna come, Brian? Just tell me when it's gonna come. Just do something, anything. Look, I'll do it. I'll do it first. Look, I'll do it even worse.
Of course, Brian does eventually take the shot in the form of pushing Stewie in front of a bus. But arguably, the mental torture is much worse. Number 2, fading from existence. How many of his time travel missions need to go wrong before Stewie finally learns his lesson? Apparently, just one more. When Peter and Chris interrupt his favorite TV show, Stewie throws a massive temper tantrum.
You imbeciles, you ruined my night! I ask for one thing in this house! Stewie, just watch your show upstairs. I don't want to watch it upstairs on the small TV. I want to watch it downstairs on the big TV.
He goes so far as to bite Lois and beat up Meg, so he gets sent to bed early. He's so upset by this that he builds a new time machine and goes back in time to stop his own conception.
Lucky there's a man who positively can do all the things that make us la la la.
He goes hardcore, trying to ruin Peter and Lois's lives. As a result, he fades from existence and reforms into a different family.
I will now hand you over to your mother. This will be our last physical contact until I give you a firm handshake on your 18th birthday.
He literally brings this one on himself. Number 1, killed by Peter. Well, he does kill her first, or at least he thinks he does. In a virtual simulation Stewie created, he finally kills Lois. But as it turns out, Lois survives. After Stewie then achieves his plan of world domination, Lois attempts to kill him.
All right, Peter, I'm going to kill Stewie. Dinner's in the oven. All you have to do is turn it to 350 at about 5:15.
Yeah, okay, Lois.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
What did I just say?
Turn the oven to 350 at 5:15. I heard it.
The whole fight scene is absolutely brutal and epic. With guns and explosions and movie references galore, the two battle it out to the end.
I'll have what she's having.
It's technically Peter that kills Stewie. But either way, he has it all coming for what he did to Lois and the world at large. It might seem harsh to kill a baby, but it's the only way to stop him, even if it's just a simulation.
So what you're saying is that what you experienced in the simulation didn't really happen or even matter.
Yes, that's correct.
So it was sort of like a dream.
No, it was a simulation.
What time do you think Stewie got what he deserved? Let us know in the comments.
Later, dude.
Later, dude.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.